Hello, my name is Ken Meyer. I'm here for a few minutes to share with you some questions about personality type that people should be asking. You know, I finished a series not too long ago where I published some videos sharing with folks frequently asked questions that I get about personality type. I'm putting a little twist on it now. And here's some questions, or here's one question that doing a series now where people, some questions that people should be asking about their personality types, what I'm trying to say. They're all important, but here's a very, very important one. Here's a question people should be asking about personality type. Why is it important to speak the language of another person's personality type? Closely related to that, why isn't it good enough that I speak my own language? Well, here's the answer. Many times it is good enough for you to speak your own personality language. And what I really mean by that is once you know which of the 16 personality types you are, you can identify your dominant function. I had another video where I talked about that, and you can go to my website, kenmeyeronline.com, to learn more about dominant function and all these things I'm talking about. When you go to that site, please opt in. You'll get a free gift, and then you can check out some of these things and get all the details about dominant function. But just trust me for a second. Dominant function is how we instinctively speak our language, whatever our language is. I'm speaking English. I speak it intuitively. My wife is a dominant sensor. She doesn't speak intuitively. She speaks in a sensing way. What's the difference? I speak intuition. I speak English in a roundabout way. I speak more concepts than anything else. I'm jumping all over the place, pulling together conceptual, strategic, symbolic relationships about whatever we're discussing. Because that makes sense to me. That's what I powerfully see. Sensors are not getting a sense of that. They don't see that because they're not intuits. They're sensors. Even though we're both speaking English. The sensor needs to hear the detailed, practical, linear, sequential, commonsensical, in the moment, realistic language coming out of my mouth in order for them to understand what I'm trying to say. That's why it should be done. That's why you need to speak in the language of the other person. Look. If you're from Greece and you don't speak any English, and I'm from America and I don't speak any Greek, and we have to communicate with each other, how are we going to do that? I mean, we've got to speak to each other. How are we going to do it? Even if we wrote to each other, you don't speak any English, I don't speak any Greek. But if I learn some Greek, you're going to get what I'm saying more than less. If you learn some English, I'll hear what I need to hear. Maybe this will help you. There's a level of psychology, actually a field of psychology called mirror image psychology. Mirror, just like looking in a mirror. There's a lot of levels to it. Some of the levels I'm not so sure about, but one level is absolutely spot on, and that goes like this. You sitting there looking at me would feel more comfortable about yourself if you could see a mirror image of yourself looking back at you. You'd also, with repeated views of me reflecting back an image of yourself, you'd start to like me. So if I can take on your body language with repeated exposures to me, you'd start to like me. If I can speak like you speak with repeated exposures to me, you'd start to like me. It's psychological. Basically, you don't have any choice. You sitting there looking at me, if you saw a mirror image of yourself, you'd like yourself more. I mean, and you'd like me more is what I'm trying to say. You'd feel more comfortable because you see yourself. We want sameness. That's what humans want. You know, so we need to find out if we want to increase communication, we need to find out what the personality type is of the other people we're talking to, especially if we can't know for sure, make some guesses as to their dominant function and try to speak in that language. Is it easy? Absolutely not. It's not easy to speak someone else's psychological language, even when both people are speaking English. But we need to try if we care about the relationship. If that relationship is important to us, we need to try. Because this is the most instinctive, the most automatic, the most powerful way of getting someone else to understand you. And to getting through to that other person is when you speak the language that is at the core of who they are. Because that's what personality is, the core of who you are. Well, if you go to my site, kenmeyeronline.com, opt in, download your free gift, link around, you'll learn some more information about speaking to people in their psychological language, some more information about the 16 personality types. Remember, my friend, Your personality type is the core of who you are. It's the most foundational foundation of who you are. It's your instinct of instincts. No matter what happens to you in your life, your personality type is always there because it's instinct. It's instinct. That's a good thing. I'll see you soon on my site, KenMeyerOnline.com. Bye now.